Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Got another $1,000 for you and about the full info for you around 4:30 today for the 2023 Polar Blast Battle. So have that in the back of your mind if you want to join us for the 11th annual. We've been on hiatus for a couple of years for that, but it will be the 11th year for our previously annual tubing race out there at Boston Mills. Brandy won each one of us with a team, and I think there's a Barry White team.
I think Barry White teams up with Poundcake's team.
That's still the case?
I think so.
Have you guys figured out your team names? Mine is the Coxsicles. I'm going to start putting people on my team this week.
Snow Babies.
Snow Babies, you're going to go with that?
I like that, yeah.
Bill, are you going to go with a prior name, or are you going to come up with something different?
I'm going to think on a name.
Okay. You don't have to have it right now. I just wondered.
Because I'm not putting people on my team till not next week, but the week after, right?
Right. I believe so.
And I think I'm last, right?
Possibly.
Yours is like a register to win, I believe.
Oh.
Isn't it? Like on the website?
Is it?
Well, it might be. I'm just saying, I still don't have a name for it yet. So
okay.
Unless it's just the register to win team. It's going to have all these cool names. And it's like
the RT Dubs.
Yep. Register to win team.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something.
This y'all little event, so y'all can do whatever y'all want.
Y'all little event.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah. Cavaliers have been winning. They've been losing. They broke the streak with the Nuggets. That was 121 and 108, but they beat the Suns at home. They beat them here, and then they beat them in Phoenix yesterday. The Cavs are off tonight. They'll be in Utah to play Donovan Mitchell's old team, the Jazz. That is a 9 o'clock tip-off here on MMS. 8:30 is when Cavs Live pregame will begin. Of course, you can listen to all those games here on the Buzzard and on the iHeartRadio app. What's going on?
Nope, that's appropriate.
All right, there we go. You can leave us messages, too, anytime. We'll talk back button there on the app if you like.
Yep, this message is for Mary. I wanted to see if she had any advice for somebody that hasn't flown in 18 years, having to fly on maybe a weekly basis for a job that she took. And I'm going to places like Decorah, Iowa, Mishawaka, Indiana, Kansas City, San Marcos, California, Lawrence, Kansas. Mary, help me.
Our own Mary Santora, of course, is a road comic. She is the queen of the secondary and tertiary airports.
Oh, those baby
all
airports.
Across these United States.
I just flew in and out of Springfield, Missouri. 10 gates.
Former meth capital of the United States.
Amen.
Yep.
Right? The best advice I can give is just to pack and be prepared the night before. That's like...
But she should probably also get like an airline points card or
well,
something. Yeah.
I'm saying like just for the physical getting ready to fly.
The logistics of it.
The logistics of it, do everything the night before, okay? As far as if she's traveling for work, her work is probably paying for it, would be my guess. So
but she'd get the points, I hope.
I don't know. If that's how it is, if it's like you're booking it and they're reimbursing you type of thing, definitely get an airline's credit card. Whichever city you're in that flies the most flights, just go with that one. It doesn't matter which one, because then you can build up and get really cheap flights too. I don't know, like Hawaii.
Yeah, $11 round trip.
And then the other thing is that those smaller airports, there's almost nothing there. So just plan for that. So like, it's not like you're going to O'Hare where you can have 500 different options of things to eat.
Have a kind bar in your bag.
Correct. Bring a snack, maybe an extra empty water bottle to fill up, because those places will have like one little shop that might have pastries or a slice of pizza. So just have some snacks, get an airline credit card, pack and have everything ready the night before, and then I think you're going to do just fine.
They have as many restaurants as they have gates.
Correct.
One
Not
or
even,
two.
No, yeah.
One or two.
They have a 10th of the number of restaurants.
Mishawaka, is that the one that's like right on the border of Chicago or like Illinois?
Illinois?
No, it's like halfway through Indiana. You could drive there on 90.
It's like 3 hours from here, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mishawaka. What's
a-
the one that
there's
I'm
a
thinking of
show
that's
there.
like, yeah, because I've done shows there and that like
Yeah.
reminded me of
You're
it.
thinking
but-
of Elkhart?
Gary?
No, it's like, it's right by Gary. It's like just underneath Gary,
I
because
don't
there
know.
used to be a comedy club there.
Crown Point? Mishawaka, Indiana is like 3 hours from here, right? Like Alan said, right
Crown
off
Point
90.
or Merrillville, might be thinking of.
Merrillville,
Yeah.
that's
where the
one.
Star Plaza Theater is.
Yeah, I was at the Star Plaza Hotel. They had a comedy club in there.
Yeah.
That also doubled as, you're never going to believe this,
Strip club.
No, they're breakfast bar.
Oh, great.
Strip club.
So at night, you see all the booths pushed around.
That's great.
So how was Missouri?
So I did
The show me state.
Yeah, I did a one-nighter in Bentonville, Arkansas with a buddy of ours, and that was great. And then we went to the Lake of the Ozarks. We went and had some fun, Alan. We were out there. Everything shut down for the season.
Yeah.
Ruth really came out.
It's all
this
dead,
weekend.
right?
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. I had never been to the Ozarks before. And the show doesn't do it justice in the sense that it's dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
It is dinner time.
That's right.
In the sense that it is 100% tourists. Like, it is hotel, Airbnb, restaurant, bars. Like, the concentration of just things to do in that area is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's obviously all dead. So we go, this is a corporate event for a distribution company that sells automotive parts to, like, mechanics. So they sell, like, oil and wrenches and stuff
They
like
are
that.
ready to laugh.
Right. Well, that I wasn't so worried about. It's their end of the year party. They're doing sales awards. Here's what threw me
They
for
want
a
to.
loop.
They want you to make a lot of inside references.
Well, they loved being messed with for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what threw me for a loop. So they're like, hey, come on down. Open bar starts at 6. Dinner starts at 7. Comedy show starts at 8. So whatever you want to be a part of, you can come be a part of. So we got down there for dinner. And before dinner, they prayed over the dinner. I thought that was illegal.
It's Missouri. No, it's not a.
It's a company.
It's a company, but I didn't think you could make your employees have a religious like ceremony at a work event.
You can't make them. They can sit there quietly.
Yeah.
But if they say, all right, they made everybody stand up, and they're like, all right, everybody stand up, we're gonna bless the food. And I was like looking around, and I'm like, everybody's just cool with this? Like, I thought that would get them sued for sure.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Because people could just walk out if they don't want to do it.
I think if somebody wanted
Or
to
if you
sue,
just
they
go-
could, but then you're suing the company you work for, and that always ends well.
I
and,
guess.
Yeah.
It just really threw me for a loop because I've like been to several corporate events on both like the performing side and just attending them or whatever, and I had never ever once had any type of religious experience.
I think if you were doing a gig for Bank of America, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
but you're in the
I
Lake
guess
of the
that's true.
Ozarks
Yeah.
at an
And they're
automotive
based
company.
in, they're based in Missouri. Okay,
Right.
yeah. So that's like a big part of it.
If you're
So they
doing
were-
what was it, the Tommy Boy brake pads, the Zelensky
Callahan's.
brake, Callahan brake
Callahan's,
pads,
right.
Yeah, they might stand and
Trying to
they make
stop
everybody.
from being bought by Zelensky.
Did they make everybody hold hands?
No,
That's
which I
the-
thought was coming next.
that's the
'cause they're like,
crowning blow.
everybody stand up. You know, we're gonna bless the food. And I got the giggles. Like I couldn't stop. Like I was trying so hard to like hold it in. I was
You
like,
giggled through the prayer?
I was trying so hard not to, but it caught me so off guard that we were at this like.
I would have
corporate
stepped on the
event.
gas on that so hard.
Dude, I
I would
could
if
not stop.
if I knew that you were giggling, having a hard time, I would have just done anything I could to make you laugh and embarrass yourself, and that would have been great.
The comic that I brought with me is a younger guy. His name's Joe Briggs. He's very funny, but this is like his first corporate event. And he is looking at me with the widest eyes and he's like elbowing me, like, knock it off. And I'm like, I physically can't help it that they're praying to Jesus and thanking him for this entire like beautiful year, which is great. That's your thing.
This is deep Missouri.
I was so caught off guard.
How
by it,
many
I guess.
people?
There was probably like 150, 200 maybe. It was a good turnout. So I was like, great, this show's going to suck.
Did the food taste better
After we prayed for it?
because of the blessing?
I
See, they don't
felt-
let you taste it before to even
You have nothing to
compare.
compare it to.
That's the trick.
So that chicken might have been really dry
I felt nourished.
before and after.
I felt
Well,
like
that
I
was
got
one thing.
vitamins.
Whenever we'd say prayer, we always like kind of say the same thing when we were doing like a blessing on the food.
Yeah.
It's like, dear Father in heaven, thank you for this food. Please bless this food that'll nourish and strengthen us. We
Yeah,
always
please
say
let it
that.
nourish our bodies. Yeah, that's always it.
That's
You didn't say good bread, good meat, good God, let's eat?
Nobody said that.
Rub it up,
no.
dub, thanks for the grub?
No.
Oh.
But I was worried about the content after we opened with the prayer because the guy who I was emailing with is like their regional manager. He was like, the raunchier, the better. Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
These people are down for
Yeah, you
everything.
gotta stop. Just because people pray doesn't mean they don't want.
You do know
raunchy
what
jokes.
quote unquote religious people in
Yeah.
this country
I
are
do.
known for,
It
right?
just,
Yeah.
None of this event made sense to me because I'm like, all right, let's open with a prayer.
It's all
And then-
performative, and then they want to hear
Now-
racist jokes and you know.
Dude, and then before we went up, they played games, and one of the games was a dance off to the song "Genuine Pony," where they were like grinding on chairs and
My
all over the ground.
pony.
So why do you
I was
think
like,
religious people don't get down?
not that they don't get down. It's
See,
just
but-
not what I expected from a corporate
Because
gig in
Mary
Missouri.
comes from a religious background similar to mine, where
It's
it's
so strict.
so much more strict and it's so much more focused on purity.
Yes.
And
not what they wanted.
When you think of religious stuff, you're like, oh, you're not swearing. You're not like.
Yeah, you don't want.
You're not talking about sex at all.
Right.
There's none of that stuff. And so when they start with a prayer, you think it's going to be that kind of church or that kind of like
company
idea.
Yeah.
This is just garden variety Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I think, maybe it was just like a, hey, keep God in your mind.
Yeah, it's probably like, we're going to say a blessing, but it's still a party. So let's have a
As
good
you're
time.
humping Barb from accounts payable, make sure you have Jesus in the back. Leave some room for the Holy Ghost.
I was like, what is happening here? But they were a blast.
I'm sure they were.
They were down for anything. I did a lot of crowd work because I started with just a little bit to kind of test the waters. I asked if anybody had done any New Year's resolutions, and they awarded there was 3 regional sales teams, right? And they were all going hard on this East team, who apparently just crapped the bed, that they made no sales the whole year. So I was like, did anybody make any?
Mary, you're going to need to go up there and find a funny way to tell them that they're all fired.
Right. Well, I was like, did anybody make any New Year's resolutions? And it was silent. I was like, nobody, not even the East team. And that blew up. So I was like, oh, they want to be messed with. So most of my set was just poking fun at them. And then
corporate gig, you don't do the dead dad stuff, do you?
I did, and they loved it.
Okay.
They were in for dark. They were in for dirty. They were in for
because
being messed
because
with.
they're in for that, then you're good. But it's like one of those, I did a corporate gig at House of Blues a few months ago, and they just wanted somebody up there to talk
Fill the
so
time.
that they said that they hired someone.
Right.
They did not care that I was on stage at all.
Yeah.
There were people that were trying to pay attention, but it was
My background noise.
Yeah.
I guess this company, they said that every year they had a ton of games. They gave away probably, no joke, $50,000 worth of prizes. Really nice smart speakers and brand new whooshed off knife sets.
This is why even if you're not, even if you work there and you're an atheist, you
do the prayer.
You pray over the food.
They gave away this giant box that was a surround sound system for your house. I'm like, that's got to be a $2,000 surround system. It was crazy.
Yeah, well, here at iHeartRadio, we got a Heinen's gift card last year.
We got popcorn at our meeting.
$50 Heinen's gift card last year. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an absolute blast, and these people got annihilated. They were so drunk by the time the dance floor opened up. That was the other thing. The dance party went from 10 to 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have drunk people telling you how funny you were?
Well, we left.
Or did you scoot out?
We scooted out. We stayed through all the games. So there was musical chairs because there were games to give away the prizes.
But
and
you
there
didn't
was
have to MC or anything?
No.
Okay.
They had a DJ. We literally just did our 1 hour, came for dinner, did our hour, stayed and stuck around for a couple of the games, participated, and then we took off. But the comic I was with, they gave him probably the worst hotel room in the entire hotel. It was right next to the lobby, in between the only hotel room in between the lobby and the elevator.
Yeah, right.
So
in between the ice machine and the elevator.
he said that because we went back to them probably around 10:30 or 11, and their event ended at 1, and he said it was chaos from 1:30 to 2 o'clock of people screaming and running down the hallways and falling into the walls. He's like, these people went wild.
That's
for
what
their
inspires
party.
you to get out of middling.
It was
you
crazy.
You want a better hotel
I
room.
did. I was up on the 6th
That's
floor.
what I'm
I had
saying.
a
The
suite.
headliner.
I had-
That's
yeah.
right.
But
He
it was
was where he
cool.
belongs.
It was just so funny because I went into it kind of snarky, and I was like, oh, prayer, here we go. These people are going to be so uptight. And then it was the most fun I've had at a corporate gig in maybe ever.
Ever. That sounds like the best
Maybe
corporate
ever,
gig.
to be honest with you. And the pay was really good, and
Yeah.
I was like, what a great night. I should be less judgmental.
Be curious, not judgmental.
Right.
I got $1,000 here for you as promised, a chance for you to go fund yourself. Do these once an hour, so listen closely.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BANK at WMMS.com. That's BANK. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Yeah. Okay, well, good.
Yeah, so
Everybody had
it was
fun
great.
and-
It was really great. We flew, like I said, we flew in and out of Springfield because we were in Bentonville, Arkansas the night before that, and that was I don't know if you know Bentonville. It's where the Waltons.
Walmart. Yeah. It's the NWA, right, Bill?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the HQ of Walmart.
So it's Bentonville. I think it's our friend told us he's from there. 90% of Arkansas, the state's wealth, is in that city. That the people who live there are crazy, crazy wealthy.
Yep.
So we were performing at a social club which is just a really nice house with a pool and gym that you pay money every year to be a member of.
It's very thinly veiled.
So that's where we were performing the night before that. Before the really crazy drunk Christians, it was these really super rich, really snooty Bentonville people. And so it was so funny because they were on board for some dark and dirty stuff too. But the minute we were like,
They want to feel like they're slumming.
well, and I
Well,
I
high
tried to
society.
think like that. I was like, oh, you guys just want to relate because I did jokes about being a hillbilly, and I'm like, oh, I can feel that you're laughing at me. Like I can feel that you're like, look at this poor girl. We paid to be here, you know.
Well,
Dance, monkey, dance!
a lot of them are transplants too. Like they're
Yeah.
not from Arkansas.
Yeah, but they still have enough money to pay for a
Well-
social club every year.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
and
Like
it's
they're
not cheap.
right. That's what I'm saying. They're not like they moved there because Bentonville's becoming this like area where Walmart's like, hey, if you want to work with Walmart, you got to live here.
Right.
And
And it's
so,
a nice
yeah.
town.
Oh,
It's
it's
really
great.
cute.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Everything's expensive, but it's like the people are nice and whatever.
I bet
but
the town doesn't have a Walmart, does it?
It does.
the town has 49 Walmarts.
Oh.
So here was the thing too. I forgot dry shampoo. Okay, I needed some dry shampoo after traveling, a little spruce up my hair. So I was like, okay, I'm in Bentonville. There's got to be a Walmart around here, right? One half a mile up the road. They have all these things that are called Walmart neighborhood markets, which are not like full blown Walmarts. But the one that I
a
went
grocery
to,
store.
it's like a grocery store, but it was pickup only.
Yeah.
So you had to order online, and then you can drive a half mile to pick up this whatever your grocery order
Curbside
was.
delivery, yeah.
But they had like 10 of those, and then one Walmart every 5 or 10 miles. So I was like, they didn't have dry shampoo, obviously, and I got there and I was aggravated because then I had to drive another 5 miles. But I was like, this is truly insane. That it's like every mile or so is one of these little grocery stores, so you don't have to drive 5 miles to go to the closest actual Walmart.
Sure.
It was crazy.
They've set up their own little
No
fiefdom
CVS's,
there.
no Walgreens.
No,
they
it's
had a
all
bunch
Walmart.
of.
Yeah.
There was no other game in town, but they did have a bunch of dollar stores, which
Company
I thought
town.
was weird. But
Well, they probably own those.
does Walmart own Dollar General?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
That was the only
Or
other thing
one
I
of
saw.
one
was-
of those kinds of stores, yeah.
Yeah.
They pop up so fast. Like literally, they'll be like just a regular parking lot one week, and then next week, bam, it's there. 15 minutes.
But yeah, it was a good weekend. It was really fun. I had a good time. Made some friends.
Saw some Walmart markets.
Saw some Walmart.
Saw some Dollar Generals.
and
A couple of dollar
The sights to
lieutenants.
see.
had a Christian boy grind on me. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding.
didn't go to
no.
the-
A Christian boy did grind on
We
you.
You
did
had
the
time to go to
wobble.
the art museum.
No, we
You did
didn't.
it before though, right?
Yeah, that Crystal Bridges Art Museum
Yeah.
in Bentonville is like nationally known.
Just the building itself is worth walking through just because it's such a ridiculous building.
hmm
And then I know how you feel about modern art.
I hate it. I went one time and
I
I'm like, I
loved
will
it. I had a
never
great
go
time.
back. Modern art, I don't know if I'm just not.
You don't like Warhol? You don't like Rockwell? You don't like...
It aggravates me because I don't understand it. I think it's similar to magic. I think it's stupid because it makes me feel stupid. So I'm like, this is dumb.
yeah, but you're not the only one who feels that way.
Like, I've talked about it before where
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care to see this sculpture made out of cat litter boxes that you're claiming is worth $40,000. I cannot wrap my head around whatever this is supposed to mean or how it's a punch in the gut to socialism. I don't know what this is, and it makes me mad.
You don't
See-
stand there and take it in and go, well, this is only worth what somebody's going to pay for it.
I guess.
And the art
Well,
world
it's
is
also
full
a
of
scam.
nonsense.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yes, of course.
There's a
Money
lot of
laundering.
well, it is.
Of
I
course.
mean,
You
but-
tell somebody it's $40,000, they go, I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's why when you go to the
and then they
Starbucks,
write it off.
you go into Starbucks, dumb thing on the wall, $800 from a local artist. Like, okay, if somebody will buy that for $800, then it's worth $800.
One of the reasons I like modern art museums so much, though, is because you'll get that stuff where you're like, this just seems like blah. But if you take your time and go through, you'll find something that is truly significant.
yeah.
And so
Or
that's
like surprises you. Where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I didn't think this would make me feel something.
right,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm looking for. So even if like all the rest of the art in there is just kind of whatever, you find that one piece, you go, well, this was all worth it.
Yeah.
Especially in a free museum.
It was a good weekend, though.
Well, there you go. All right, good.
But that building, though, because the Crystal Bridges Art Museum is down in this valley, and it's all built into the topography. So it's like got all these different levels, and there's rivers going through it, and it's really just a beautiful building in and of itself.
All right. Well, there's that's Part recap, part travel guide.
Oh,
for those
so
of you who
much.
are looking for a spring trip. Bentonville, Arkansas.
Don't book yet because next week I'm going to Sacramento. So
Oh, by boat, I hope. They're getting hammered right now.
Are they?
Oh,
still
God.
With rain?
Yes. You're going right literally into the eye of the storm, my friend.
Is it going to be rainy still?
I mean, the fallout of whatever's happening right there, yeah. Sacramento's getting hammered. Let me take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com is where you can watch and listen wherever on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.